what does a parent do?
Well, the parent really needs to say to their child, I'm here for you, I'm here to listen to you and support you, tell me what you need, and, I'll make that happen. The parent can also reach out to other parents, friends of their children's, to say, can we all get together and talk? Can we get the kids together to support each other? Just showing the student that they're there and they will be there to listen, because this is not going to just happen. The reaction is not just going to be today. It's going to be ongoing for, the next week or weeks or months.
Absolutely, and this is something, the situations have been happening over and over again over the past several years. We just had one in Santa Fe, and it just keeps happening over and over again. Every single time this happens, regardless of where it is, should a parent be having a conversation with their child?
I think that parents should be having these conversations, and how much detail they want to share based on every incident is up to them, depending on the age and what the child is ready to hear or ready to talk about. But conversations about safety and conversations about caring and, supporting one another as a community. And if you notice someone is struggling, you think that something's not right, making sure that you say something to someone. That's critical in every case that we see. It's all about supporting each other.
At what age can you actually tell a child there was a shooting?
I think that depends on the parent and the child.
Okay.
I don't want to say specifically because you just don't know. I mean, my 8-year-old might not hear about it today, and if he doesn't, I might not bring it up. Mm-hmm. But if your child brings it up to you and says, I've heard about this and I want to talk about it, then I think as long as you're comfortable talking about it, then that's okay.
What do you tell your children before they head off to school?
This morning when I dropped my daughter off, I told her I loved her.
Yeah.
That was what I said.
It's going to be hard. They know it's hard now, but it's a community coming together. We know how the Hoosier community reacts in terrible situations, so we are already seeing people unite together. I mean, in all the video I've seen so many people embracing, holding hands. We've talked to parents who just say, we're just talking to each other, we're just keeping in contact, and I think that's the most important thing you can do now.
Encouraging words from that mother we just heard from, and Mindy, as you listen to what she had to say about we're going to get through this, we're coming back, that's a very important message to send, especially to folks who want to incite fear.
Yes, absolutely. In situations like this, where the element of surprise is there, you didn't necessarily expect it could happen. The really important thing is to say, yes, we are going to get through this, and we're going to be stronger, and we're going to support each other, community, because obviously there was something going on. There was some dynamic among these students. There was something going on with the juvenile that had the firearm. We need to figure out why we're not supporting our kids in the way they need to be supported, and we're going to do that as a community.
And what does the Marion County Commission on Youth do to... Is there any prevention tactics in place? What are you doing in the community so people can know?
Well, we do a number of things. One of the things that we promote would be getting kids active in their community, whether that be through positive youth development programs after school, summer camps, things like that, to make sure that they have safe places where they can grow and learn. We also, what my job is to advocate for public policy that prevents youth violence in the community, and so I'm always advocating for prevention, for intervention, both in the schools and in the community, and then training those who work with youth to understand youth behavior and how to deal with it.
Well, specifically, what does that look like when you say you're advocating for change, for policy adjustment? What does that look like so far based on the work you've been doing?
Well, so far we've had a lot of success in dealing with bullying prevention and suicide prevention over the last few years. And one of the big things that was really important this past session was school safety and putting more money into schools so that they can do physical improvements and upgrades. And what I would like to see happen next is that we put some additional money into supports for mental health and for social skill development.
And we know you are an expert on bullying, and we've been seeing so many instances of it and how much it's changed. Is that just tied right into mental health?
It's all interrelated. All of these issues, violence, bullying, suicide, mental health, depression, they're all interrelated in some way.
Do we need more resources? Do we need more people? What do you see that we need to help this?
just in schools alone, we need more resources. We need more school counselors. We need more school social workers. We need more people who can handle the emotional and behavioral issues that the kids are bringing to school with them. And so then the teachers can focus on the teaching and the academic learning.
You can talk to us a little bit more of how parents should be having these conversations with their kids. We were talking a lot this morning with Rick Snyder from the Indy FOP. Is prevention is really, really important. So what kind of conversations do you have with children in regards to preventing this from even happening?
I think one of the key things that parents can talk to their children about is if you see your child or if your child sees a friend of theirs who looks like they're struggling, who looks like there's something going on, to don't be afraid to say something. Either talk to their friend about what's going on or tell a trusted adult, tell the school counselor at school, I've noticed these changes and I'm concerned about it. Don't stay quiet, because a lot of times preceding these incidents, there will be a warning that has come out either on social media or verbally, and then nobody has acted on it. So I always encourage parents, talk to your kids and make sure that they know and understand what's happening with their friends.
Now, Mindy, we want to point out that you're an expert on bullying here. And so we're not saying that we don't know the circumstances that led up to today's case.
Right.
But bullying often plays a role in some of these instances that we see at schools. And so when you talk with kids, what can you tell them about if they witness bullying going on? If they're not necessarily the victim of bullying, but they see it happening, how can they all be proactive to really rally around someone who is being victimized?
So if a child witnesses someone else being bullied, the best thing they can do is help support the child who's being bullied. So by saying something to the bully, knock it off, that's not okay, don't say that, don't do that, and rally around the child who's being bullied. So often kids will just stand there and, just sort of watch or get their phones out and take video.
Which make them feel even more alienated.
It does, it does. So kids need to realize they are the ones who have the power to change the bullying behavior. If the bully sees that they're not being supported, they're not being cheered on, then they're more likely to stop.
And social media, that's what we were just talking about earlier, is so wide. There's so much information out there, and it seems like almost every single time we've had one of these shootings, something they find in the past from this suspect has come up on social media. But there's so much out there. What do our kids need to be looking at? Because they're the ones who are seeing this, not us.
Right.
So,
again, if kids are seeing things posted on their friends' pages, or they're being forwarded something about someone else, they really need to let someone know. They can let their parent know, they can let a teacher know. Because my daughter just got her first cell phone this year, and she's only in 6th grade, I actually check her phone periodically just to see what's out there. She's not on social media yet, but she will be soon, and I need to know what she's doing and what she's looking at so that I can have conversations with her if there's something that I feel is inappropriate.
Mindy, when we're seeing all these so many different situations coming in, we're constantly hearing from parents that they're in disbelief, saying, you never think it's going to happen here. What's your reaction to that?
I think as a parent, you never want to confront the fact that something bad could happen to you or your child. And the reality is that this is still fairly rare as compared to other things that could happen. But we have to understand that this is becoming more of a normal thing in our society, and we have to know what can we do as parents and as a community to stop these things from happening, because that's what it's going to take. It's not going to be just one school deciding they want to improve their school security. It's a community coming together saying, we're not going to let this happen anymore to our community.
Do you think enough people are fully committed to that?
I think we need more people fully committed to that and willing to have difficult, open, honest conversations.